Hello?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
That's brilliant. That's so cool.
I've only just got in here, so I ain't getting out.
Sorry?
I said I've only just got in here, so I'm not getting out.
Oh, dear. Hey. So, look at you. You got your suntan lotion on?
No, I weren't out in it. Well, I was out in it earlier, but I not in the hot tub. It's not. I won't get burnt now.
We know how easy you burn. So. We don't need any of that. These lines, so fella. Remember Hope?
Oh, it's the little one.
Yeah, the little one. The middle one. Oh.
I wasn't paying attention. I was looking at your tomato plant.
Sorry?
I said I wasn't paying attention. I was looking at your tomato plant.
Yeah. It's getting big now, man.
It's massive.
Clay's pride and joy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't do anything to help it grow, but he's still very, very proud of it. He tells people, you should hear it. It's like he's done so much stuff with it. So. Okay. Hey, Hemo, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very well. Hi, Vlad. Hi, Mohammed. Dan.
Hi, Drew.
Hey, guys.
Hi, Drew.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Well, good. What are you?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you. So look, I had a chat with the bigger, and I said to her, "Well, what we like to go over?" And she said, let's do a little bit of stand up." So I was like, "Yeah, that's a good idea, actually." And then I said to her, "Well, what do you want to do on the ground?" And she was like, she's kind of on the same kick as me at the minute about backtakes. She's quite obsessed with them at the moment. So what would be a good idea is to just do like a backtake series. So everything that we do over the next 3 classes, whether it be from stand up, we're going to look for the back. Whether it be from close guard like we're doing today, we'll look for the back. And then obviously on Thursday the same, and on Sunday the same. So the focus or the emphasis is going to be getting to the back. Okay. So today's class, we've got a couple of stand-up techniques that we're going to go over, and one of them you guys all know from the single leg. But what happens if you don't get the single leg? There's an opportunity to go to the back. I think Stu would have seen it because it's a move that Renzo Gracie uses quite a bit from stand-up, where he crosses the leg crosses his leg between.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. So, and then we're going to look at the collar drag as well. Depending on how much time we have, we look at the collar drag. We might take the other stand-up to the other class on Thursday, and then we're going to go over some attacks from close guard, but it's going to be more of a series. So if I go for this attack and I fail, then I can go for another attack. Okay, and then the hope is to eventually get to the back. All right, does that make sense to everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
So if you just remember the core concept is getting to the back, then you can kind of fit everything around that. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do today, the first one we're going to do, I think we might just do one stand-up technique, and then save the other one for the class on Thursday. All right. So I'm just going to move this so maybe it might be a little bit easier to see from a stand-up position. And so the entry is still like the single leg, the one that I kind of like using, where you're holding the lapel, so you can break the posture as well. So if I'm here with Cody, all right, Okay, so I'm here, and I can't go forward because she's gonna have this stiff arm, right? So if I try and go a double leg, she can't. She won't let me go. But I can step off to the side, and you see how her arm moves? It becomes very weak here. So I'm gonna step off to the side and turn the face up. Okay, so now at this point I can come and go for the single leg. Right? So what I'll be doing with this hand at the same time, I'm here, I step off, and I'm going to pull her lapel down to break her posture. As she goes back up, she lets me come up with a single leg. I can take her down. Okay? So we know this already. All right? So what happens if I can't quite get there? So I'm going to step up everything the same. I go here. She's able, I can't grab her leg or she's able to keep the balance. I step up with my head over behind her back. Now this hand is going to keep his arm inside. Okay? Because the reason being, I'm going to cross my leg all the way over. So she's on. So what I do? Here. I'm going to straighten my leg and drop to the side. So, that's the side because I can't go forward because she's going to stiff arm me. I'm going to come to a single leg. But maybe I don't grab her leg or she moves herself away. I'm going to stand up and put my head underneath her arm. This hand, okay, that was on her sleeve, is going to keep his arm in. So I don't want her to be able to post her arm when I take her down. This hand stays here. I'm only putting my hand there just so I don't, so holding myself don't fall very hard. Okay, so she's going to be here. I'm going to be leaning my weight, and this foot is going to go around. So the first hook, and I'm putting it all the way behind the back knee. So here, and here. And now my other leg is going to push me this way. Okay. So you can see, my first hook, and my hand is the seat belt. This hand's already under the arm. I've got my seat belt here. If she starts trying to defend, really, so let me take my other hook in. Here, I can stretch her out, and then get my other hook in. Okay? You try? Yes. Any issues with that, guys?
No.
No? Everyone happy with that so far?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So, we're doing some here so you guys can see. When you step to the side to go for the single leg. You start setting on the floor. Yep. She's like this. Or maybe I'm stiff arming her, she's still, you can put her head under my leg, I got my arm and stand up. Here. This hand is going to let go and keep this arm in. Okay, so now, look, I can't put my arm here, so she's going to be pushing my arm across my body. Okay? She's going to put this leg between my legs, and this leg is going to come round. The first hook, she's smaller than me, so, and she's going to kick it all the way across. Now her back leg on the floor is going to push, and she's going to lean her weight this way and drag me to the ground. And then we fall, and she's got a hook in, her first hook in, and the back control. Oh, and just go. Probably going to do it to you, huh? We're probably going to go for the single leg, or the sleeve, step out, look at the floor. Oh, stand up. So walk right to the back. Walk right round to the back. Keep going, keep going. Oh, she move her arm. Keep going. There you go. Just move it up that way a little bit. Keep pushing her arm across her body. Yeah. Now, bring her left foot between her legs, and now go. Put your foot behind her knees. Good. Now, lean your weight towards me. Okay. Now, one thing. Okay, so probably a slight mistake. Okay, go to the side. When you do it, don't put your hand down, guys. All right. Okay. This is where when you talk about injuries in jiu-jitsu, this is where most injuries happen. Okay. Like when like takedowns and when you put your hand because when you carry both people's weight. All right. And her arms are scrawnier than mine. If that's believable. Okay. Yeah. So now she's got her seat belt, she's got the first hook, and the second one comes in, she's able to wrap up her back. Okay? Does that make sense to everyone?
Yep.
Yeah? So what we'll do is go over it again, those who want it, and then this particular technique again, all right? It's really, really, really effective. Because it's going from like almost like a failed single leg, and then you take the back. And once you get there, it's a matter of how can I say, entangling your legs between their legs. So it's from there to walk forward and backwards. Right? And just have to lean your side. Okay. Okay. Yeah. You guys hear me?
Yeah, it was jumping, but I don't know if that's for me or you.
Yeah, it's jumping a bit.
All right. Okay. Is it jumping really badly?
It was, but not now.
Okay. All right. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Drew, could
Okay.
you show the grips for that?
Sorry?
Can you just show the grips again for that?
Yeah, that's no problem. Okay. We'll just do it from here so you guys can see like up close. The grips is from here. Actually, let's stand up. So my grips are just the regular judo grips. Okay. And when I step through, I'm going to be putting the lapel down. Okay, to break your posture. If I can't get a single leg, now I'm going to head behind her back. Okay, it's a little bit of a peek move. Yeah. And now when I stand up, there, push up, and this hand comes to her elbow. All right. Okay. I can, if I want to hug, that's fine, but this arm's right here. I can't. I just don't want her to be able to put her hand up to post. Even though, again, like I said, it would be dangerous. It would be dangerous if I'm taking her down and I put my hand, because you're going to be carrying. I'm going to be carrying both of our weights. It's going to be just as dangerous for her to put her hand out. Okay, so I want to keep her arm in. Okay, my foot, one leg between her legs. This leg's going to come round and hook both her legs. I start straightening and leaning. That's gonna absolutely kill her balance. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks.
All right. So guys, we're in the conservatory and it's really quite warm up here. So greenhouse. Getting very much of a greenhouse effect here. All right. Okay. So look. So that's the one technique that we're gonna do from stand up, and then everything else we're gonna kind of do from the close guard. Okay. For the vast majority of the stuff that we're gonna go over is one of these things where I just haven't got around to showing you guys. This is stuff that like it is quite nice to be able to do, and when you start kind of like looking at it and playing with it, you'll be surprised on how often these techniques are there. It's just a matter of once you guys know it, you kind of like once you see it, you can't unsee it. If that makes sense, yeah. So with it being closed guard, right? Come see us. All right. So look, we're in closed guard, right? And however, I'm able to get my arm across the arm bar, I come up, I've got her arm bar, I'm attacking her arm, okay, and she defends. So she crosses her arm. Well, she goes this rear naked choke defense. Yeah. Okay, and I can't break her arms apart. I'm here. I'm pushing. I'm pushing. I'm pushing. Okay. What I can do is take my leg off of her head. And I'm gonna pendulum myself around. Okay, because look, this hand is already in. It's not like I got. It's not like I'm here like this and then I can dig under and then go for a sweep. Okay, so I've got the arm bar, I pull the arm across, I'm like this. Right? I'm trying not to go for the arm bar. She's defending. I'm gonna pendulum my leg around and now I can start to take her back. So now Cody can't pull her arm back over. I bring it back. Okay, you can't get her other hand outside my body. Okay, now it's just a matter of going up, here. Now I can start taking her back. Okay? So she's there, she pull my arm across, go up on your hip, pull my hip, go to the arm bar, so this way, you got me the arm bar. Feel like I want off my head? Yeah. So I'm defending. I don't want her to be able to stretch my leg out, stretch me out, so pushes me away, and now she lifts her hips up, pull the hips and then does the arm bar. So I'm gonna be here, like this. Okay, so now she tries to push me away, it's harder. Okay, what's Cody to do? You can take my foot, you can kick it to herself and pendulum myself around the corner and tap my back. Okay? This is the first time she's doing it, so we'll see. Just like 5. And pull your leg around. Here. There you go. Back. Okay? So this is where she wants to be. Put this hand out. Okay. So now I can't get my hand back over. Right? Look where she's at. So now she start climbing. So she uses her leg on my back to lift her hips up and put her leg out. Boom. 1 hook, 2 hook, and now she can start attacking my back. Okay? So we're here. She got me the arm bar. Boom. Pull the hip. Push stuff around. Good. Bring it over. Go. And I defended. Okay? So she tried to push me away to extend my arm, but she can't. Okay? So this leg is going to be up my back, keeping me down. She's going to kick this leg out and around. Okay? And then you let her leg pull her body around. So I'm here like this. And she does that. She can even just pull my arm to the ground as well to help with momentum. So kick the leg around and go around. Good. Yeah. So this is where she wants me to be. She's got my lap. Okay, her elbow's going to be out further. She doesn't want it to be too close to me for me to grab. Now she puts her leg high up on my back. It's almost like doing inside your thigh. Yeah. It's almost like she's doing inside your thigh. This one. On my back. It's almost like she's going to do a technical stand. So come up straight. There you go. So now she lifts herself, pulls her hook out, boom. And now she's going to start attacking my back. Okay? So this is for the guys who've been training for a while and who've taken the time to watch fights and stuff like that. This is still would know. This is like very much the classic Roger Gracie backtake.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But we're combining it with another attack. Whereas, like, I mean, Roger obviously he does do this, but he also does it like just straight where he grabs the arm, pulls the arm across, and then starts attacking the back. Okay, so we're looking at what happens if we go through the armbar and it fails. So everything that we're going to go over tonight really is coming off of one technique that fails, maybe go to another technique that fails, and then eventually we can get to the back. Okay, yeah. So the hope is that it's not necessarily teaching singular techniques. We're kind of going to tonight, especially tonight. We're going to be going over like more like sequences, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay? So we're going from A to B to C, or A, B, C, blah, 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 whatever it may be, okay? So for this one, we said armbar. Everyone, we should all know how to do an armbar by now. What happens if we defend? Because this is what happens a lot of the time. Yeah, we're there, especially when you're kind of like new, or you're only, or you know, white, blue belts, whatever. You get the armbar. Okay, there's the person defends, and it's like, yeah, and we forget about all the other things that are available to us. Yeah, Stu's smiling because he knows it's true because we've been sparred with people who do this, or well, you know, because we've been training long enough, we remember ourselves doing it even more importantly, right? So when I kick my leg off over her head, it goes round. I want to kick it around her body, and this hand is on her arm, right? You can see where it is. So we start from here. I grab and pull her arm across. So I've got this. Yeah. So when I swing my leg, I'm going to be like doing an arm drag. Yeah. Okay. There you go. That's good. So I'm here for the hip that comes up. Arm bar, she defends. If I go to get my leg, okay, I'm going to use it to pendulum myself around the corner. And I'm going to arm drag her at the same time. So, yeah. Yeah. All right. So now I've got her lap. If I come up, I have a lapel. My elbow comes up. I can come up. So because Cody's back's a little not straight, and because she's lighter than me, I don't have to put my weight on her. I put my foot on the floor, and I lift my hips and pull the first knee through. 1, 2, and take her back. Okay? Any questions, guys?
Would you, with your foot that's like essentially across her hips, would you move that before you put your other hook in, or would you put your other hook in first?
Me personally, I normally put the hook in, so the one that's going across her hip, I put that hook in first. So for a moment, I only have one hook in. Yeah. The reason why I started doing this is to get into the habit of crossing my feet. Yeah. Hello. Yeah. Yeah. It's just something. It just froze. Is it jumping on you? Am I jumping for you guys?
No, you're okay.
No, it was okay. I think just
Yeah. All right. It's all right now.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So what I used to do without even realizing this, dude, is that I'd cross my feet, and it was just one time someone caught me with that ankle lock, so I stopped doing it. So, I mean, alternatively is like, you know, the other way that I would do it is I would hook their hip and walk them backwards as well. So I let Polly do it to me. So we're here in this position. So she just pulled me across. So we're here like this. She's on her elbow. Yeah. Okay. I'm on her hand. Go. And I'm keeping her leg tight. I'm keeping this tight so she can't put her leg across. So she goes up, keeps going. She keeps going to my back, and she uses her foot to hook my hip right here, right? So she's got her hand on the floor, Okay, so what she's going to do, she's going to turn like perpendicular to me. So she's going to walk her hands. So I'm pointing this way, she's pointing this way, and now she's going to hook my hip so I can't move my foot out, and she's just going to walk herself backwards. And what happens, she drops into like an S mount, so bring it knee to my head. Yeah, and you know this position. You can take my back from here. Yeah. So that's the alternative, especially if the person grabs your leg, does that, they realize that you're going to their back, that's what they will do. They'll grab your leg so you can't pull that foot to get a hook.
Cool.
Yeah?
Yeah.
There's a lag. There you go. Okay, everyone good with that? Everyone understand? Everyone understand that, yeah?
Yep.
Because I don't want to be rushing through things if people are like, can you go over it again? I didn't see this, I didn't understand that. By all means, listen, if we only get through one or two, and you guys have a good understanding of those, the two techniques or one technique that we got through, that's more important than me getting through what I've got on my board. Believe me. Yeah, so everyone's happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Right, guys, so come on, I'll use hope. My hope.
You're only
Yeah. So talking about being able to combine techniques together, right? So we know the scissor sweep. Grab the lapel, grab the sleeve, come across, or hip in, look away, and scissor my legs. Okay, so we're going to change it a little bit. Okay, instead of going with this grip, the collar and sleeve, I'm going to look for both sleeves. Yeah. The hopefully will probably grab my lapel, all right, with one hand, and I'm going to have my other hand on her sleeve. So I've got both sleeves. I'm going to do the exact same thing here. I can still do the same sweep. Yeah, as I come up, boom, I start looking for the arm. Okay, if I get to mouth. Okay. Okay. So the nice thing is, because I'm not really holding a sleeve, I'm holding an elbow. What happens is a lot of times people post, right? So I go for a sweep. I'm here, I've got both elbows. I'm here like this. I go for a sweep and Hope puts her hand on the floor. The post. Okay? Can you guys see what opens up here or no? There's nothing, don't worry if you can't, that's fine. Yeah? So I go to the switchy post.
Yeah.
Now look, I'm going to switch my hips back to this way. I put my elbow, my arm up, my hip to the shoulder. Come a little bit closer. So here, both sleeves. That's what you do, right? I hip escape to go for a scissor sweep. I'm here. Okay, hold post, put my hands on the floor. Boom. Yeah. What I'm going to do is just switch my hips. Okay, so I can put my toes on the floor, or what have you. Look, I switch, and my knees come together. Okay? I can almost do it from here, to be honest with you. Here, I put my knees together, boom. Pinch my knees, and then apply the straight arm lock. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I have that, I have the omoplata. From here, I come back, look, boom. I start putting my leg over, go for the omoplata, boom. Okay, my friend calls this the one-arm bandit. He's a bit of he likes the casinos and the slots. So I'm here, oh, post, and I go to the sweep. As I get my legs back, I'm gonna pitch here, and I'm gonna just turn my knees down and pull the wrists back. So now it's a chicken wing. Yeah. So you got three of them. So and Stu's laughing because I know what you're thinking. No, don't I, Stu?
Yeah, I'll wrist lock them.
Wrist lock. Yeah. Wrist lock here, or wrist lock. Yeah. So you got the swan neck in both directions. Yeah. So this is all this is the same technique that you guys know. Apart from I'm switching the grip from her lapel to her opposite elbow. So I've got both elbows. Yeah. That's what I'm doing. Okay. And both. Yeah. I go for the sweep. She posts. I'm going to put my foot on her hip so I can move myself in the opposite direction, and it just depends on how much resistance she gives. If I push my hips over, there's no resistance. I'm probably gonna end up going into like an omoplata. I'm probably gonna go to the omoplata. It's gonna be there, most likely. If I come across and there's a lot of resistance, I'm probably gonna end up stopping here. I just pinch my knees together. I find her thumb. I lift my hips and apply the submission. Okay. If I get to this point, and I'm going to go for the submission, she starts bending her arm. But she knows that she's going to get arm bar. She's supposed to kind of turn her elbow in. Yeah, look, I just turn her wrist away from me and bring my knees to the floor.
Oh.
Yeah? Number one, Cody.
Yeah.
Yeah? So, both elbows, okay? I know it's a bit of a different grip for us. You know this, Stu. I bet you can guess.
The what? Sorry.
I bet you can guess who showed me this.
Kev.
No, David.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, yeah. Okay.
David Newman.
Same line.
The black belt that you saw when we went out to London. Yeah. So, look. Hip to stick. So I'm going to go for a scissor sweep of different grips. Yeah. It's almost like a spider guard grip. Instead of a spider guard sweep, but from here, I'm down lower. I can sweep her. So I'm going to be putting that elbow towards me and kicking. But if she pulls with her hand, which I don't mind her doing, that's the thing. I'm going to put my foot in her hip, and I'm going to switch my hips to the other side. I pull my knee up. That's going to help bend her arm. Now I've got like a Kimura type lock there, a shoulder lock. She brings her arm across, boom. I pinch my knees together. My knees are gonna be pointing. I'm gonna lift my hips off using her hips. Okay, pinch my knees and then apply the arm bar. If I do that, she starts feeling it. She's gonna have to turn it. She's gonna have to turn her elbow. If she turns it this way, I go back to the omoplata. If she turns it the other way, look. I turn my knees and I just turn her wrist in the opposite direction. So here, oh, sorry, yeah, I push. Yeah? So there's a nice sequence of attacks there. All right, I'm going to show you, in a moment, I'm going to show you an alternative. So what has that got to do with taking the back? Okay? I do the same thing. Okay, boom. I go to sweep. She posts. I come up. Oh, okay? I've caught her with the arm lock, I've caught her with the omoplata, I've caught her with the mirror lock, the jukebox. So now she's like, shoot, pull my arm across. Okay. And then we're back to the position that we were before. Yeah? So now, look, because of her fear of the arm locks, she's giving me the back take. I didn't have to work for it. Yeah? Because I set her up before. So, yeah. Hip escape, scissor sweep. That's the first thing we're looking for. So we're going for a scissor sweep. If you get it, happy days, because I can get up to the mount and go for the arm bar straight away. If she posts, I'm switching my hips and putting my knee up towards me. Yeah, so that's gonna help bend her arm. I've got this arm lock right here. I can get my leg over for omoplata. If she starts straightening her arm to come back, look, she gives me the arm lock. Here, arm bar. Defends, boom. Push her with my arm bent. I'm gonna turn my knees to the ground and push her wrist in the opposite direction. And like Stu was kind enough to remind us, if all else fails, just wrist up her. Okay? Okay. Okay? Now, she pulls her arm all the way across. Okay? I'm going to sit up, grab her lap, and I start taking her back. Okay?
Yep.
Any questions about this? Because it gets a little bit more complicated after here.
Sounds good.
Yeah? Now, look at all of this. But don't go really strong, okay? And hip escape, scissor sweep. She defends. I bring my knee up. Boom. I've got all of these submissions. Lower plata, armbar, mirror lock, okay? I'm here at this. If Cody really does a good job, let's say Cody's stronger than you, they really do a good job and they can move themselves back over this way. I kick my legs through and I go back to the other side. Okay? So what's going to happen is, as I go like this, the more I'm able to push it this way, the more I'm able to push it this way, I've got a hold of her elbow. She's going to need to use her hand on the floor to push herself back. So as she does that, I kick my leg through, I put my knee back up, and now I've got everything that I had on one side, I have it on the other side now. I also have an arm bar as well. Okay. So I'm just going to talk Cody through it, and believe me, I realize that this is not a traditional grip that you guys would work for, but the thing is, because it's not a traditional grip that you guys are working for, people aren't used to it. If that makes sense, they're used to the collar and sleeve or the cuff and the sleeve cuffs and stuff like that. These are the grips that everyone's kind of used to. When you start switching it up and you're still able to do similar attacks, then it becomes a little bit confusing to them, and it opens them up to attacks that they might not see coming. All right. So Cody's got both elbows. See, look, she went for the sleeves because that's what she's used to. Okay. She's gonna hip escape. Okay. Bring her foot in. Good. And she's gonna go for the scissor sweep. So she goes. I place my hand on the floor because this is what I have the ability to do that. Right. From here, let's just turn this way. Oh, she's keeping me across. I'm here like this. Okay. There's one more like that because she's gonna have a hand on the outside. This leg is gonna come behind my shoulder, and she's gonna turn her hips. So put it on my hip. Yeah. Okay. She's gonna straight, and look. Now she's got the arm apart straight away. Okay. If she doesn't want to go for the arm apart, which Cody's not allowed to, she can grab my wrist and come over and do Kimura. So go under my arm. Yeah. No, hold this one. Hold my wrist. So we go under, over, and then under. Yeah, there you go. Okay, and she uses her leg to keep me down, and she pushes my hands up. Okay. Right. Okay, so like this. No, go around and grab your wrist. Go over, under. There you go. Grab your wrist. Good. So now she has the Kimura grip here as well. Right? So that's the first one. She does the same thing. Elbow. She goes to the escape. Good. Goes to the street. I block. Comes up again. Yeah. I get worried, so I start putting my arm across. She pitches her knees together. Okay, both feet on my hips. Lift your hips and put my arm down. Good. Arm bar. I go. She's in the same position here. I defend. I'm worried about her arm bar, and I get my arm here. She keeps pinching her knees together, both hands on my wrist, and she pushes my wrist this way, and she pushes her knees to the ground. Okay? All right?
Yeah.
This is where it gets complicated. She's done all this. Let's say this is the last submission here. I want to move myself back this way against her legs. Okay? She hasn't let go of my sleeve. She's here like this. I'm trying to push myself back. All she's going to do is kick her leg through and then bring her knee back. No, yeah, like a piston. You kick your leg through and then bring your knee back like you did on the first time. And go for the arm, go for this side. So, this one. Yeah, this one, keep putting me back. Good. Right. It's the same thing. So, the point I'm trying to make is you can do exact same attacks on both sides, right? Because you think about it, even as heavy as I am in comparison to Cody, if she's got my arm here and she's got her knees together and she's pushing her knees to the ground, like, I can do it against her. That's fine. But she really trying to push her knees to the ground. It's going to be an effort, especially if she got her foot on my hips. So she got my sleeve. I push myself back. I need to put my hand on the floor to kind of give that extra leverage. As that happens, my elbow, my knee comes apart. She kicks and then she pulls her knee into my armpit and she stitches her hips. There you go. And that's when we go to the whole plan and on the other side. Let's go. So here, hip escape, go for the scissor sweep. Nothing. She posts. I bring my knee up here. Okay? I've got the old bar, I've got the Kimura. Okay, she pulls her arm across. So I see one hand, really. Push my knees together, lift my hips, arm bar. She bends her wrist. Look, I pull my knees to the ground, I pull her wrist in the opposite direction. Okay? She puts her hand on the floor. Okay. She wants to get herself back here. As she does that, I'm going to kick my leg through and pull my knee back. I've got the arm bar, and I've got all the submissions that I had on the first side. Yeah? The nice thing is, in all of that, all the way across. She's able to stick all of these submissions. So here, boom, boom, here, armbar, mirror lock. Okay, she puts her hand across and takes her back. Yeah. What I was saying to do, I would block and I would push.
Yeah, I remember you showing me that a couple of years ago.
So it's crazy. So Hobby, can I just borrow you? Borrow your brain. When David was showing me this is for everyone, but obviously you know David. I was like, I can't remember enough. Like, the stuff that he showed me is like just super outside of the box, but super high level. And when he showed it to me with the double sleeves, he said, "Do to the street." My first question was, yeah, but I haven't got hold of the cuff, so they're gonna post. He said, "Yes, this is what we want." I'm just like, kind of thing. But almost giving up the sweep, it opens up so much. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you trying to process it, Stu? I can see like you.
There's a pigeon up on the aerial.
Flying right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all looking healthy around here.
They're looking at your head and be like, "That's a good target."
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
So, what? Come on. And it makes no difference what side you go. I can go to the opposite side here. Oh, and the same thing applies. Here she posts. I go to my hips. I switch my hips. I come. I've got all the same things. Okay. I start pushing her. She puts her hand on the floor. This one. I push herself back. Look, I'm going to kick my leg through and pull my knee back and switch my hips at the same time. And I've got the exact same things. Okay. The back take comes off of if they're able to survive everything. If that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's if you want to it and drill it, the person who's caught in it is like Groundhog Day. It's like, oh shoot, I was just here a moment ago. Yeah. Because if you're using your hips and your knees are constantly squeezing the person and driving your knees to the ground, okay, it's gonna be hard for them to to consistently try and get posture. So they're going to have to eventually put their hands on the floor while you're threatening submissions. Okay. They do a really, really good job. They escape the straight arm bar. They can get arm across. They fall. Yeah.
Sorry, Drew, lost you there for a second. Say again.
Sorry, I said if the person that you're drilling with, you're training with, or what have you, is able to survive the constant wave of submission, because all these submissions, they should, once you start drilling them, you will see how easy you can chain them together, right? Especially if you can go from side to side, side to side, side to side. Okay? If they're able to survive the omoplata, the kimura, the straight armbar, the mirror lock, and they're able to pull their arm across your body, they give you a back take. Yeah? So, but obviously this is something that it will just be a matter of just getting, when we eventually can, getting on the mats and just drill it. But once you're able to kind of like start putting together, you'll start seeing these things from a lot of different positions as well. Hello?
That broke up at the end.
I just said.
I heard most of it.
Yeah, I said that. I said that. As the more time that we put into drilling this, you see these attacks from a lot of different positions. So it's just kind of like the initial part. It's just a different view or different look at maybe going for that scissor sweep that will hopefully open up some space to start attacking. You know. So, any questions, guys?
What would you do if? So, okay, as soon as you grab their sleeves, what would you do if they underhooked your leg, like looped their arm around your leg, and started trying to pass?
I don't. Can I borrow you, please? Loop the hand around my leg. Once I get into the scissor sweep, or when I finish on guard.
Well, yeah. As soon as you put your legs in between, so you've got hold of their sleeves, and you put one knee in, one knee out. Yeah. As soon as you're gonna lift, and then as you're bringing your knee through, they underhook your leg instead to like block it. Yeah. So if you drop that knee back down, and then Cody underhooks that leg.
Right now.
Yeah.
But you underhook my leg like this. Here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The thing is, as long as I still got this elbow, and even if she's holding my lapel, okay? Look at this space that I have.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's just important that you keep hold of that elbow, isn't it? If you lose that elbow, then the game changes completely.
But this is where it becomes really, really cool too. So if I'm here like this, she does what she says. I look at my leg, I got her elbow, and I lose her elbow. Right? There's only certain places where she can want to put her arm. Yeah. If she keeps her arm, I lose her elbow, but she keeps her arm here. I just grab her sleeve and I just turn my hips to the other side. Yeah? And maybe I go to the shotgun. Okay? She doesn't want to really keep probably the safest place to be really is probably lower your posture and bring her elbow and her knee together and start trying to block my hips. That's probably the closest place, the best place for she has to be. But she also, even if she does that, she has to be worried about me coming up and kicking behind the back of her elbow or back of her shoulder to start bending her arm. So losing the elbow is not the worst thing in the world. Okay, as long as I can keep, if she underhook my leg, I can't grab my elbow on this side. Maybe I would just go to a lapel and go back to collar and sleeve.
Yeah.
I would just hip escape this way and turn my hips this way. Okay, so let's practically do it because. The heat between the heat and school, these two are shattered. And netball as well. They had a training thing today. So she's got my elbow and my elbows there. She starts putting her leg up, and I unhook her leg, right? Yeah. That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
So let's say, for instance, I'm able to pull my arm back or what have you. I'm not able to pass without grabbing something. Here, I grab her sleeve. She can re-engage and grab my elbow. I come to grab her hip. And all she needs to do is kick her knee up behind my arm. And look.
Yeah.
Or if I want to put her on the floor, if my elbow's in, she doesn't want to grab my elbow, she grabs my cup, and she lets go of this elbow and grab my lapel. And now she's going to hip escape this way and kick the leg up behind my back again. Yeah.
Yeah.
So all it realistically is just a matter of learning the I was going to say like John Denner here, learning the system. Okay. But it's a really.
You're gonna wear a backwards Kangol hat.
Sorry.
Are you gonna wear a backwards Kangol hat?
With a leather jacket. So let's just talk about like a little bit of troubleshooting, all right? Because this could happen. Oh, can I borrow you? Let's say, for instance, I've got her elbows, but she's worried about she's being non-committal with her hands because she's worried about all the submissions that we read. So I'm here like this, and she kind of pulls her hands back. Yeah. Nice thing is, if I go over both her elbows, I can just come both. And I've got the pendulum sweeps or the flower sweeps. If I go boom, if I start sweeping her, what's she gonna do? If I start trying to sweep her, what is she probably gonna do?
Try and post.
She's gonna try and post. So as I go, she puts her hands down. On her hands, because the hands on the floor. Yeah. Let me go back to everything we did before. Okay. So it's most likely always kind of going to start with a sweep because we want to try and have the person post. So you have to actively go for the sweep, whether it be a scissor sweep, whether it be if the person's keeping their hand back, go for the pendulum sweep. Okay, make them post. If they're grabbing your lapel, then it becomes a little bit easier. If she's grabbing my lapel. Put my lapel, the hands down, I've got both elbows. What I can do is hip escape. Hip escape, go there. Now I can grab my wrist, I can go for the mirror lock, I can go for the wrist lock, I can pull my arm across and take it back, I can go for the flower sweep. But it opens up so much. By who? I didn't need you in the head. No. Can't see that. But YouTube, have people say there's child abuse.
You get extra points for it.
Sorry?
You get extra points for that.
So, okay, guys. What, any questions? Any thoughts? Any opinions? Do you guys like it? I mean, I'm not. When I teach stuff, and myself and Stu have spoken, and he says, I don't. That's not really my game, or I never turn around and say, Stu, you have to learn it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you do.
it's just, I mean, obviously not everything is for everyone, but this is just an alternative way of looking at a classic sweep, the scissor sweep, okay, that kind of opens up some other attacks that a scissor sweep doesn't. Scissor sweep opens up certain things. It kind of opens up a few other things in a different way. So any opinions, any questions, any thoughts? Feel free.
I was going to say that's probably like the number one sweep I think you learn as a white belt. So it's a good couple of options from there because you can't always get the sweep if it's with better people.
Yeah, the thing is, it's like, look, like I said at the start, if I grab your sleeve and I grab a cross collar, most people are going to be armbar or scissor sweep, especially when you hip escape and you pull your leg across, right? But when you grab both elbows, it's just a different look, and it might just be that split second for the person to realize what you're doing that allows you to get ahead. Yeah, and then if you're able to start stringing these attacks together, go for the sweep. They post, en plat, armbar, mirror lock. They push their hand on the other side. You switch to the other side. Then now they're getting further and further behind. But you did the same thing that like the sweep that they know is just you just changed from the cross collar to the elbow. It's just one little thing. Sometimes that's enough to confuse someone to slow them down.
Yeah. The flower sweep is something I use quite a lot. I've been using it quite a lot for about a year. So when you showed it at the end, obviously it all ties in, doesn't it? So
yeah. The nice thing is like the just quickly because we did do the flower sweep. How can I? We talked about the flower sweep just briefly, okay? So we've got both elbows. This is especially the person's like kind of like non-committal. The non-committal. So if foot drops, I go for the flower sweep. If she can't put this arm down, if she puts this arm down, then I just do everything that we talked about before. If she can't put this one down, because maybe her hand's too far, okay, she's too late to bring her hand back. So non-committal, hands back. There you go. And I go boom, I go to sweep. And she can't get this elbow down because I've done a good job punching it in. She uses the other arm. So then it opens up all other kinds of solutions. Okay, I can sweep. If she starts pushing back, if she really starts pushing back, push back, sweetheart. Push back this way. Oh. I love being the one.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Huh?
You're doing that next time?
Yeah, I can. That's fine. I mean, there's one other technique that like there's a lot. I mean, the thing is, there's a lot off from this. So if you guys like what we did today,
yeah, I wouldn't mind the flower sweep variation. I've seen quite a few variations of a flower sweep, and I was gonna actually that just reminded me that I was gonna ask him if next lesson or in the future lesson if you could go over a couple of variations of that.
That's fine. We can do that. I mean, like nothing's set in stone. Like I have an idea of what I would like to focus on, but the task is for you guys. Yeah? Like Stu said it best. Yeah. And this wasn't me putting words into Stu's mouth. He said this because I believe that he believes in what that to be true. I want these sessions to be almost like online privates instead of online classes.
Yeah. Well, that's how I've been treating them.
Yeah, that's why I'm so like, what do you want to know? What's your question? It's not, take advantage of it because I'm happy to. If you ask me a question, I'm happy to do it. So I don't have to do what I plan to do on Thursday. I can switch it and still I know enough where I can still relate to what we did today, and so that's fine, Mohammed. We can go over a vast amount of different flower sweep variations that will blow your mind.
Yeah.
That was the first sweep that I learned when I was because of like how strong my legs were or what have you. So believe me, I spent years and years and years. I'm a close guard player. So yeah, that's fine. Okay, that's what we do on Thursday. Okay.
Awesome. Yeah. Cool.
Awesome.
Cool.
All right, guys. Any more questions or no?
No.
No. Duty off. Okay, guys. Thank you, guys. Thank you for your time. I hope all the fathers had a happy Father's Day. I'm sorry that I actually didn't get around to saying this on Sunday because I was with the family as well. So, I hope everyone had a good Father's Day. I hope your fathers had a good Father's Day. And so forth. Okay.
Yeah, man.
Thanks a lot. And I'll
Cheers, guys.
Any questions that you guys had on what we did today? Feel free to get in contact. I promise you, I will answer your question. Like myself and Stu, we talk so much after class. Okay, yeah. So don't feel like you can't send a message or I won't reply. I will reply. Okay.
Cheers,
Awesome.
dude.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Great. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Have a good night, everyone.
See you later.
Bye bye.